Welcome back. In this episode, we are going to talk about one of the most important things in your ultimate wedding dress guide, which is the timeline. Don't forget, we want this to be easy, exciting, and stress-free. So we have linked a follow-along worksheet below so that we've already taken the notes, we've done the hard part, and now you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the process. So let's talk timeline. I'm going to give you an example so that we can kind of put it in a frame of reference. Let's say you have your proposal on Christmas Eve. Congratulations, lucky you. You are now engaged. Next, you're going to start wedding dress shopping almost immediately. Say you start in January, and maybe you find something you love and you purchase it in February. From that moment, if you don't buy a sample dress right off the floor, you're ordering something custom, made to measure. You're looking at a 4 to 8 month timeline for it to be made and get shipped to you. So let's put it at 6 months and say that brings you all the way to July. Now, we're gonna schedule that alterations appointment for roughly a week after the dress comes in. All right, that's gonna put you around, let's say July 8th for ease. July 1st, you get the dress in. July 8th, a week later, you are in here to see us. Awesome. Now, we need about 6 weeks to get that wedding dress altered for you. And we'd like to plan for 1 to 2 more appointments, 3 total before we get your final dress back to you. So, given that maybe you get in here around early July, the dress is ready mid-August, which means we are getting that dress back to you just as September is starting. So let's rewind and recap. Proposal in Christmas, around December. Shopping in early January, February. Dress comes in early summer. And finally, in early fall, September, you have got your final dress back and you are ready to get married. So it sounds like we need to get shopping. As you're getting ready to schedule your bridal appointment, you want to keep 4 things in mind. Distance the shop is away, the designers they carry, the size range they carry, and your price range, what you're comfortable with. Keep all of these things in mind as we're getting ready and searching for the right shop to find our perfect dress. We're here at a local bridal shop so that we can ask an expert what we should do to prepare for our shopping appointment.
Oh, thank you for having us.
So
Happy to be here.
What should we expect? What to expect when we are expecting a bridal dress shopping appointment?
I think first and foremost, drop all expectations.
Perfect, good.
Honestly, it is a different experience for each and every person that comes through the door. So I think it's great to kind of have an idea of what you're looking for, or even just a general understanding of shape and silhouette is super helpful, first and foremost. But just knowing that it doesn't have to be this high pressure, experience.
Yes.
Every person is totally different. The first dress you might try on might be quote unquote the dress, or you might not find it, and that's okay too. But every experience is getting you closer to finding out what your kind of ideal dress is.
Kind of specifically, what do we bring? Who do we bring?
I would say the most important thing, as kind of cheesy as it sounds, is an open mind. Yeah. I think everyone comes in with the expectation of either one, I'm going to find it, or the complete opposite, I'm not going to find anything that I like, which both are kind of, on opposite ends of the spectrum and can be equally
stressful.
Yeah, equally stressful. And so keep an open mind. Don't set your expectations too high. A lot of brides will come in crazy nervous, which is understandable because you've never done this before, especially if it's the first time trying on gowns. And so just go with the process. It is a process, and just you want to enjoy it and be able to look back and, think, wow, that was a really special memory that I had. I just think it's really, really important to just let yourself be in the moment for what it is and appreciate it. Physically, typically we recommend, bring the right undergarments or wear the right undergarments.
Yes.
I usually tell brides, if you are the type of person that feels complete in a pair of heels, if slipping on heels makes you feel complete, then bring them.
Okay.
But totally do not have to by any means. And then other than that, it's really about who you bring. And we encourage bringing those that are going to be the most supportive to you. We have found that sometimes larger groups are not actually helpful because it can be overwhelming with, the number of opinions, and then people feel the need to sometimes people please.
So what would be an ideal number?
So we actually have a maximum of 5 guests here, which can sometimes
seems like a lot.
I know, it can sometimes be a lot. Everybody is totally different, but you have to think through, everybody's going to have an opinion.
Yes.
And even if they have your best interest at heart, which hopefully everybody here would, but there's still going to be some kind of they might they might expect you to wear a ball gown and you might want something, more fitted and so just making sure whoever is with you does have your best interest at heart. There is no exact number. My favorite appointments where it seems there's the most connection between, kind of the bride and the experience, the appointment, is honestly when a bride just comes with one person, whether that's mom or mother-in-law or sister or best friend, but it's really special. There's something about it where, it's more intimate. The bride can kind of hear themselves think. It feels just a little more laid back, but still special at the same time. And so
that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that.
I know.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
If you have just been proposed to, when is the right time to schedule that appointment and get shopping?
So I think the most important thing to ask is maybe when is your wedding date? And so if that's something that you have an idea of, that is really what you need to base the appointment timeline off of.
Okay.
So when we first opened, we said, 7 to 9 months, and then it's now pushed to 8 to 10. And now we're saying 10 to 12 months out is kind of ideal. Timelines for gowns have increased just due to COVID and other kind of restraints with supply and stuff like that. So 10 to 12 months is kind of that sweet spot in our opinion to where you're not too far out and, thoughts might change, or you might have, we all see on Pinterest, oh, that's beautiful. Maybe that's what I want to do, or, and so you kind of have an idea of what you want, and, but it gives you enough time for production for the dress and alterations.
Because you want that freedom to not have to make that decision right away.
Totally.
You want to come, you want to shop, you want to enjoy the process,
Yeah.
and then really buy something that's right for you.
Yep.
So that window is going to give you the time for all of those important steps in the process, which are the shopping, the actual buying and waiting time, the alterations, and then of course the big day.
So you don't want that extra added pressure of, I have to make a decision right now. That shouldn't be the case. There are enough stressful aspects of weddings that, a dress shouldn't be part of it. I truly think it is, obviously I'm a little biased, but one of the most enjoyable aspects of the wedding planning process. And so having that time to think through and compare and contrast and process, trying on dresses, from multiple places. Yeah. That's something that I probably shouldn't recommend, but I typically say, if a bride comes in here first, I'm like, go to another shop. Get something to compare to. The last thing that we would ever want is for a bride to walk out of here and think I made an impulsive decision. I didn't see what else is out there. We want you to have that freedom to, explore and kind of see all your possibilities. But at the same time, there is, a limit to that as well. We're don't go to too many, because then they all just start blending together. But
decision fatigue.
Yes, it's a real thing. Paradox of choice is a real thing. Yes.
There's a sweet spot between beginning, finding, and then committing and saying, this is my dress. I am ready. Dress. Let's take it.
Yeah.
And get it altered. Megan, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
this was awesome. Okay, we're feeling prepared. We're ready to schedule our appointment. Just a few more tips before we get started. Try to go on a weekday. Weekdays tend to be a little bit quieter, so if you're looking for a more intimate experience, then avoiding the weekend and scheduling on a weekday is the way to go. Confirm with the salon ahead of time. So call ahead, make sure the appointment is at the time that you think it is, and everybody's on the same track. In the same vein, Get anyone who you are planning to bring with you to RSVP ahead of time, text, whatever. Just make sure that we are limiting same-day stress and planning ahead of time so that when the time comes, we can enjoy it, try on the dresses, and just relax with all the people that we love. Finally, one thing to avoid. You've got your whole group there, you are ready for trying on your wedding dresses. Save the celebration, going out to lunch or dinner until after the fitting. During the fitting, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to feel sleepy and bloated from just eating a big meal. So celebrate afterwards. Take that time before the appointment, have some coffee, relax, go to the appointment, and then take everyone out for a drink afterwards. Don't forget to check out the worksheet below. We've done the homework for you. All you have to do is follow along, like, subscribe, and tune in for our next episode where we actually try on the dresses.